Hey everyone, Miranda Patron back here with you. We're going to do this fun little new design here of a snowman, and I just got the wood cutouts from Dollar Tree. Painted the background black, and now I'll use my oval silicone daughter to put it on here with some copper for his mittens to start off. The silicone daughter on the other end has this flat shape that I like to use for petals, and I think it'll be a great design to add around the outside here with some petals to just kind of give it a nice outline. We're going to do that all the way around the midsection and base of the snowman. I'm just dipping and pressing, dipping and pressing. If you rock it, you're going to get a little bit of a different shape. So it's just hold it like a pencil, dip and dot. Very easy. I'll just tuck that one in there. Then the midsection here, we'll do the same thing around the outline. I'm just doing this with white. Okay, now with our dotting tool, I'm just going to give him a little carrot nose. So use some nice bright coral here for the carrot nose. I've etched onto the hat just so I can kind of follow it. My eyesight's not the greatest these days, and I'm using the small end of the etcher tool, so the metal end, tiny, tiny micro dots, just to create a little design on his top hat here, just to give it a little character, a little style. And again, this is with the white. Some nice bright white. I find it's easier to get the paint to adhere to the wood without varnishing it first. Don't put a clear coat on it first, especially if you're using the etcher. I have some nice metallic berry. We're going to tuck a couple of dots in here at the semicircles on the top hat. And then we're just going to swipe in from either side to just kind of delineate the brim of his top hat here. Very, very metallic. These are all from the Deco Art Americana lines and Dazzling Metallics. Go back and grab some of that nice copper and we'll add it to his hat to match his mittens, and toss a little bit of that bright coral from his carrot nose in here. So it's not a ton of colors, but you're tying them in together. Happy Dotting makes these nice flat tools, which are the same as the acrylic rods. So this one is about a 1/4 inch rod. Then we're just going to use our small dotting stylus to go around the outside of that sapphire blue. That's the extreme sheen color. Sapphire blue. And we're going to use the white, just kind of steal from each of those larger dots with the micro end of the dotting tool to put some in between. Back to the white again. We're going to do kind of like a little spiral snowflake pattern on this snowman. It's going to be super cute. Give it a nice dainty style. We're just kind of building our mandala out around that sapphire blue with larger dots in between above where we put the micro dots in between. A little bit larger dotting tool. This is about a 3mm. So it's probably the green one if you guys have the rainbow set. Just the largest ball stylus. This will probably be the last round I can do of the larger dots on the base here. Okay, back to my micro daughter here, the etcher tool. And I'm actually just going to steal from these dots while they are still wet. Honestly, all it does is just save me time. It's not anything special. I'm just saving time by stealing from the paint here rather than going all the way back to my palette, dipping and dotting, if I can steal it right from here. We're just going to do a ring around each of these larger dots. We're going to walk the dots in white around each of them here. Moving all over the screen here. Just on the turntable, it allows me to get a better angle because I like to come at it from a certain angle. It just makes my life easier. So, all right. And that is what we are looking like for now. And I will put another large dot. I'm going to use the largest dotting stylus, not the flat tool, because we have to downsize a little bit for the midsection. So the sapphire blue dot for his center is done with a 3mm ball stylus. And then we're going to go back to our smaller end of the dotting tool here. I can fit about 8 dots around the blue sapphire. That's just for a size gauge. Don't feel obligated to get exactly 8. It's going to come out beautiful either way. And we're going with the white again in between. Now, because this midsection is a smaller area, we're obviously not going to get a whole nother ring of these larger dots in between here. So we're just going to tuck in what we can with this and work with each section that we have. So it's kind of a fun piece, different things that you can do with this. Micro dot. We're just going to walk them around. Again, I'm stealing from my wet paint. If you're using a more fluid paint, you're going to want to wait until each of these dots dry, because the wet on wet, they will bleed into one another, especially if we haven't varnished the wood first or gesso or anything like that. So just be cognizant of that. I don't want you to have a mess on your hands that all blends together. Okay. Now we're gonna use actually the same size. I just put less paint on the tool, so you'll see the blue sapphire dot is a little bit smaller. And just being the head part, we have less space. So we'll see what we can fit in for design here on the head. Back to the micro end for this one to tuck our little micro dots in between. Just bulking up that ring. And then instead of going in between above the micro dots, I'm actually going to go where the larger dots are here and just tuck them over them. I think I can fit a ring around each of these. We'll see, maybe we'll just do one side, but I'll do the right side spiral of walking the dots now just to see how they fit in here. think I'm going to actually leave that spiral like that. Okay, so let's do one little line up the back of dots here. Just walk them out in a row, not the petal end of the dotting tool. And then I'm going to hop on back down to the base here, and we'll do some of those one-sided walking of the dots. It's going to create a little spiral effect here because we're going to build upon it with a couple rows. So again, it's the micro end of the etcher, the metal end. And it's all in white. We're not switching colors. All right. And building another ring around because we do have some more space. I think that built up really nicely. So it has kind of like that spiral effect now, you can see. Gives it a little movement, like a little snowflake. And there is our final design. So quick, easy, fun, decorative little design you can do for these snowman ornaments for the holidays, for your tree, or for gift giving, office parties, that type of stuff. I love these little ornaments. They're super fun. And again, you can find these at the Dollar Tree. I'll post a link if I can find some on my Amazon or anything like that, and then links to anything I used in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. Please feel free just to stop and say hello, help a girl out with her small business here. That girl, I mean me. All right, guys, happy painting. Have a great day.